So we've been out for a nice drive down to Stockbridge. We've had a cup of hot chocolate, which was lovely. This mare is an older mare. You know, they say you can't can't teach old dogs new tricks. I don't know about dogs, but this is definitely a new trick for her because she's 14-year-old and never done it. But she's in a rubber bit. You know, that's standard for us, rubber bit. And she's clipping up here quite nicely. Off an horse that's been ridden might well be all right in traffic ridden. When you put blinkers on them, then you can, you know, they can be frightened, you know, because now they can't see what they did before. And it also works in reverse. If you have a driving horse and then you put, you know, an ordinary open bridle on it and ride it, often they can, because they can see so much stuff, they're unnerved by that. So that's my experience anyway over many years. That's the sort of thing that can be, you know. But no, it's driving real nice. I like this truck here with this trailer behind. I just put my reins down, no reaction, you know, everything's good. And what we try to do here all the time is to give them the confidence in themselves to face anything, basically. So like that trailer, a lot of horses with a trailer behind, they'll cope with a pickup truck in the front or car, but don't like the trailer. Or bright coloured vehicles or anything it can upset them, you know. So this is going, so we've got this van that's just come past. There's something bumping about inside. The trouble is with GoPros, they're good at filming but not much good at picking up sound because they've just got a little microphone built in. It's only tiny and it's pointing forward, so things up the side of you, it's hard to come on baby, that's it. It's hard to pick the sound up. But she's just going along sweet there, she's happy. She's only got a piece of rubber in her mouth. But she has been a bit of a challenge because she's set in her ways, isn't she, at 14 years old? So she's, you know, halfway through her life, like someone of, you know, 45, 50 taking up something, I suppose. Like that, you know, something completely new. But she's a nice mare. The lady thought she had a touch of, come up baby, sweet itch. So she shaved her tail, but it weren't that, she had pinworm. So she was rubbing her tail because of the pinworm, not because of the, you know, any mites or sweet itch. There's a good baby, up you go. So she's going along perfectly happily. Because I'm talking, she's got her ears back, listening to me, waiting for an instruction. See her ears moving about more there when I'm not talking. She'll bring them back to me unless she sees something that she's got to look at and wants to pick any noise up from, concentrate on, in other words. But yeah, she's going, a lovely, lovely big mare. I mean, she is a big made mare. I think she must be near 16 hands or 16 hands. But she's lovely made. Big, deep girth, nice bone. You know, for this job, like a heavyweight hunter, you know, that type she'd be. But just nice for this. But moves for her age and the size of her, she moves just so lovely and free, you know. You can see her there just bouncing down the road, or what we call bouncing, you know. She's not bouncing all over the place and out of control. What I mean is she's just bump, 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 real nice, you know, nice rhythm, and she'll keep going all day at that steady working trot. The problem is, well, not the problem, she's in a different zone now to what she was when she came. She'd never really been put under any pressure to do this, do that. But so it's come hard late in life to, you know, when we ask her to do this, ask her to do that. You know, it's not as easy as with a youngster who wants to learn. Her attitude is, well, I already know what you're doing. I know what I'm doing. I don't do that. I do riding, you know. But I don't think she's done a tremendous amount of riding. What I mean is she's not done miles and miles every week. You know, tens of miles every week. She's been a happy hack I suppose that's how you describe her. But the lady that owns is a lovely, lovely lady. I mean, a real nice person. Loves her horse and understands her horse without any question. She understands it. She understands, you know, like when she tells me about the horse how it is, she's got that perfectly right. And that's not true with a lot of people. I don't mean that with any disrespect to anybody, but not many people, or put it this way, then the way they see their horse wouldn't necessarily be the way I'd see it. Or Ree come to that. Ree, you know, Ree's been with me a long time now, or a fair time now, and I will take Ree's word. So if Ree sees a horse into the yard, which she does most of the time, and I'll say to her the next day or that evening when we're having something to eat, and she'll tell me about the horse how she sees it, and she's normally right, you know. We don't see things a million miles apart, and that's nothing to do because, you know, she's been with me. She's definitely got her own opinions on things, and I don't think she will do things in the same way as me, but one sure thing I do know she'll do, she'll end up with the same results. Just the way she is. And this particular horse I wouldn't say is any better with Ree than it is with me. But we've got another one that would, you know, other horses in the yard far better with Ree than they would be with me. You know, they just click with somebody. And a lot of trainers will take that as a personal insult. Well, that's crazy. As long as we've got these horses happy, it don't matter, does it? It don't matter one iota what we think. If we've got them happy and they'll come up this road safe and confident, what more do you want? You know, you really don't want any more. Really don't want any more than that. So this big double-decker bus here, these are things, got windows down the side. They see their reflection in it. Come over, babe. Now, see what I'm saying? Look. So she's just going to have a look. What's that? You know, great big thing. Now, the reason she come up, the reason she would find that difficult to cope with, not difficult to cope with, but want to have a look at, is she wouldn't see one. If we go down into town where there are no double-decker buses, and you very rarely see one, but that one will be doing the school run, yeah, but the ones they normally have are single-deck big coaches, you know, so that's a lovely thing to find. So she think, whatever's this coming down here, Dad? But the important thing is she just slowed up a bit, let it come past, and then she's back straight in the zone again where we need her to be. So that's lovely. When we see it again, she'll cope with it much better. If I was on a different road, or I knew exactly what school it was going to and it was within a half a mile or a mile, I would turn round and go and stand with it, let her see it, let her get up close to it, yeah? But, and often these buses, even coaches, and small buses we have around, you know, little single-decker buses and small, you know, big coaches. The big coaches not so much, but the small buses, you know, the one I mean with the engine in the back, the windows are very low, and if the windows are dirty, they can see their reflection quite often, you know, like a mirror, and that can make them jump, you know. So I'm just going to pull over here now. This is a good place to stop. So we come off the road here. It's a good place to stop because you're on a bank, you're on a slope. When she moves away in a minute, stand still. Walk. So she went to move then. Now this is a very, you know, she must only do what I asked her to do. Now what she done, she listened for them motor cars. She could hear, she had her ears back, she could hear another one wasn't coming. So she went, okay, we can go now. Well, she cannot make that decision. So I'll check her straight away. I don't shout at her, don't smack her, don't do anything like that, just check her. No, wait. Because what if you've got an electric car in this day and age coming? It makes no noise at all. I mean, seriously, makes no noise. And just the noise of the tyres going along the road. Or you've got a lot of bikes. There's so many people ride bikes now. These like racing bike things. Come up, baby, come on. There's good girl. That could be coming past, and she moves out, and no good at all. They've got to swerve to miss you. So it's like I've said 1,000 times. If you look on the horse, pony, pair, team, whatever you're driving, as the motive power, they are there to provide the power to move the vehicle. Your job is everything else. To only drive them as far as they can comfortably do. I mean, there's no point in driving them out 15 miles. You've got to come 15 miles home, is it? You know, I mean, obviously. I mean, they will do it, but you need to spread it over a decent time and have the right sort of breaks and refreshment for them, etc., etc. Come on, baby. And with this little girl, well, big girl, she likes to hear my voice now and again. Although she will run on automatic pilot, if you like, she will. Sometimes on automatic pilot, she'll see a leaf will blow across the road, something as silly as that, yeah? And she'll just flick her ears back and say, Dad, you seen this? Is this all right? You know, just the way she is. We've got 2 little Shetlands we're doing at the minute. Well, we've got a lot of horses in, 10 or more in at the moment. So we've got 2 little Shetlands, and they just get in the zone, they put their ears forward, and just carry on at the same pace until you ask them to change it, yeah? To slow up or go faster. And then as soon as you ask them to go faster, like an extended trot, they'll stay there, you know? And they don't need anything, their ears stay pricked forward, regardless of what you see on the road. So, you know, whatever it might be that you might see on the road, you know, a bag blowing up, whatever it might be, whatever hazard, they wouldn't take any notice. This one would. What she'd do, if she saw something on the road now blowing up the road, a paper bag, she'd put her ears back and say, Dad, is this all right? If I say to her, go on, my baby, you're all right, good girl, she's fine. She'll go on. Eventually, I won't have to say anything. But there's times when they need to hear my voice. Oh, I mean, if Ree's doing it, you know, the same thing. They just want to hear her talk. You know, just hear her voice. Oh, everything's all right, Mum's here, you know. Dad's here, whatever, my mate's here, whatever they want to call it, yeah. Come on, baby. And if you think about it, you know, keep it dead simple when you're thinking about horses. Don't make it complicated. People want to make it complicated so people don't understand, so that they look so bloody clever, you know what I mean? That ain't the way. If you think about it, just keep it simple. You can learn a hell of a lot just looking at horses in a field. Just looking, observing a herd. So, what do I mean by that? Well, you get a herd of horses in the field, you know, they've got 10 horses, 8 of them are laid down, maybe even 9 of them, there'll always be one standing up. If that one horse gallops off, they'll all get up and follow it, but they ain't got one clue why, they just go, yeah? So, it's something similar to that. So if that horse doesn't move, they won't move, they'll lay there snoring, you know, fast asleep. Or, you know, just sitting there, you know, they'll be laid down but got their head up, or they'll be laid right out flat. And as soon as that horse moves, it doesn't have to whinny or do anything, they just hear its feet and up they go and follow it. Ain't got one idea why. They don't know why they've followed it, but that's what they do. So, come on, baby. So what I mean by that is, so it's a bit like when I'm driving, they see something and they look back at me for reassurance. So, and I just say to them, basically what I'm saying, no, that's all right, you haven't got to run away, we're fine, we're all right, we can handle that, yeah? So that's basically another big lesson. We're going to start doing some films showing in more detail. We did have a lot on a Vimeo library. I don't really understand this social media, but we had some on there that you could download, you know, rent, download or whatever. You could join the club for a year, whatever. and that was really lovely, and we had some people loved it, but a lot of people out in the countryside just don't have the speed of the internet, you know, or whatever it is, so that they can't, it buffers, I think you call it. Come on, baby. So that was a prime example then. You see, straight away she just veered away there a little bit like that, something she heard or didn't like, and I just say, come baby, just here's me voice, and on she goes again, yeah? And that's the communication you want with your horse. That's the communication that they believe in what you say. That's why you've got to get it right and not let them down, because if you let them down, that's no good at all, is it, obviously? Come on, baby, up you go. Good girl. So we just get round this corner where they're doing up the old church, lovely old church here. I'm just going to pull over because I've got a lady here behind me. I can see in me that she's a bit dubious about overtaking. She's gone now, that's nice, lovely. And therefore there'll be, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 this time of day behind me. And I don't like to hold anybody up at all. That's no good. Go on, mate, get up. So you saw when we was down in the town there, Stan's quiet and happy. I'm real pleased with her, you know, and for an older horse, she's 14 coming 15, well, you know, she's no spring chicken, is she? She's on setting her ways, never really done a great deal. I wouldn't have thought, as I say, happy hacker out now and again, and now she's going to be driven, and I think because she's going to be driven, it'll be more of a family thing, you know, that she'll get used a lot more because she'll be able to take the grandkids out, etc, etc. But a nice mare, good girl. Tremendous power as well. I mean, this is one of our bigger vehicles, but she takes it with no trouble whatsoever. So these series of films we're going to make in the future, we're going to start pretty soon actually making, you know, and they'll be available some way that you can rent them for 24 hours or whatever. So if there's something that you're specifically interested in what I do, then we could show you in more detail, or how I'll go about, you know. And if we get time to make them, there'll be quite a few titles, 50, maybe 100 titles to have a look at and do. The only reason we're doing it is because, well, what we've done it for in the first place was we get so many phone calls or emails from around the world now, and we do get a lot, and it takes so much time to answer them, but over all the years we've sorted out the sort of questions we get, and we've taken the most popular, or the ones that are asked the most often, and that's the ones we're going to deal with. Like bitting, putting the harness on, how the reins work, you know, why you do what you do, not telling you this is what you've got to do, but explaining to you why it's done like that, the purpose of doing it a certain way. So that's what we're doing. And then in the more in-depth training bits, I will never make a film. I could make a film of training horse, no trouble at all. I could do that, but it wouldn't be any good. And the reason, that's why I won't do it. That's why I can't write a book on it. I know people do, I'm not condemning that. And you can say, well, it's only a guideline. The problem is, they're all individuals. And their little life up until 3-year-old, if you're going to break them at 3, which is the time we do them, we don't do them before they've had their 3rd birthday. On very rare occasions, we might take one earlier, if it's far more mature. Some horses are like that, as people are. Come on, darling. But we take them at 3-year-old, but you don't know what life they've had, and that will be an influence on the way they behave and how you break them. So now you train them then. Breaking's a horrible word really when you think about it. But it doesn't matter what you call it, it's how you do it that matters. And all our horses are in rubber bits. And whichever what you want to say. Well, we've got 2 Shetlands at the moment going out in just head collars. Yes, up this road, everywhere, doing everything that we do in the middle of the town. Big traffic, everything, and they got no bits and no blinkers. Just in head collars. So it could be done if you want to put the time in and the effort to do it. You can also do anything for you as long as he understands what you want. And it's making them understand what you want, because they have no idea. When they come to us for training, they've got no comprehension that they're going to be here a few weeks. Obviously, they can't have, can they? Can't sit down with them and say, look, this is what's going to happen, and they understand. So, come over, baby. That's it. So she's going along sweet. Lovely. We'll be home in a while. She'll get washed off with the old pressure washer. Nice hot water. And scraped down and a rug put on, and she'll be... Her tea will be ready. The day's getting on a bit now. And she'll have a bit of grub before she goes to bed, and a nice big rack of haylage. But she's enjoying going along here, see? If I get these reins and just let them go slack like that, look, right? Bring them over there, right? She'll go up this road, she don't mind the colour, tarmac change, them new white lines. She won't run into this car, she won't do this one either. She'll just keep on that white line where I put her, no trouble at all. And if I put her over here, she'll keep there. Come over, baby girl. And I'll let her run there, she'll just stay there where I put her. Not because I'm hanging on the reins, there's the rein slack. She'll stay where I put her on the road, exactly, till I tell her different. Well, that's the confidence she's got in me. Come over, babe. And in herself. Do you see what I mean? That's it. Come back there. Come back over there. So, it's just how you are with them. And, you know, it takes a long time. You know, if I could... I would tell anybody, you know, I'd teach anybody, but you've got to remember a lot of this has taken me a lifetime or very near, you know, and I'd like another lifetime to improve. I don't think you'd get it right in another lifetime, but you'd be better than what you are now, obviously, wouldn't you? And we just had horse arrive now that it's its last chance. And it, you know, it's got to have a job, or it's something's happened to it in its little life, and well, we'll talk about that one when we do it. But unusual breed horse and big problems, so we're going to try and give it. And we've had several horses that have been condemned to be destroyed. I mean, that is fact, not fiction, that's fact. And we've got them back and they're still driving and they're happy and safe as they can be, and they've got a life, haven't they? You know?